Hello. In this video, we will cover how to import content from your previous Loop course page into your new Loop course page. We'll also look at the module codes and what they mean so that we can accurately identify our courses using the banner naming convention. Teachers in Loop are presented with an empty Loop course page for each of your module offerings for the upcoming academic year. In terms of student access, your incoming class of students will only have access to the new course, and last year's students will continue to have access to last year's course. To bring content from your previous course page into your new course page, you will need to manually import that content in Loop. However, it's a straightforward process that only requires a few clicks. The module pages for the new academic year have been auto-created from the curriculum information inputted into DCU's Student Information System, Banner. Teachers in Loop get access to their module pages by being listed as an instructor in Banner. Students get access as they register for their modules. Therefore, you will not need to manually enroll your students. Before we import content across pages, let's briefly explore the Loop naming convention to identify exactly which pages we're working from. For this example module called Foundations 1, our Loop page title is Autumn 2025 TEU 1001 Foundations 1, then in parentheses 98767. The page's short name is 2025-09 underscore TEU 1001 underscore 98767. We'll need to recognize these codes when we're importing content across courses. The short name has three components: the term, the module code, and the unique 5-digit course reference number, or CRN. I can see this module is Autumn 2025 since it indicates 202509 for September 2025. Your Spring 2026 course, when created on Loop, will thus begin with 202601. The module code here is TEU 1001. It'll be the same module code as last year. Lastly, the course reference number, or CRN, will be unique each semester. Therefore, if you have multiple offerings of a module in the same academic year, the CRN will be used to differentiate them. So now that we understand the components of the Loop page title, we'll know how to identify our modules correctly in the new academic year. On your Loop dashboard, find your new course for the upcoming year. By default, your filter should be set to All. You'll notice you can now also filter by In Progress, Future, and Past. If you still can't find it, use the search field in the course overview block to locate it. If it doesn't appear in your course overview block, use the site-wide Loop course search to see if it has been auto-created. If it appears on the search results, it means it's available on Loop, but perhaps you're not enrolled as a teacher. In order to get yourself enrolled, you will need to be listed as an instructor in Banner. And if you are the module coordinator, you'll need to be listed as a primary instructor. Contact the relevant person in your faculty office to help you with this. Unfortunately, the TEU cannot manage page enrollments. If you do have access, go to your new empty Loop course for the upcoming year. Remember to make sure the academic term code is correct in the title. For this example, it's Autumn 2025. From the course top menu, choose More and then choose Course Reuse. If you can't see Course Reuse, scroll down a bit or use your browser's zoom feature to zoom out a bit. From the drop-down menu on the left, choose Import. A list of courses appears. These courses are those that you were enrolled in as a teacher. It's not a list of every course on Loop. You should only see those courses that you should have access to. Select last year's course from the list. If it's not there, use the search field to locate it. Then select the radio button to choose it. Choose Continue. The default import settings on this screen should suit your needs, but do deselect anything that you do not need to bring across. Choose Next. You're now presented with a list of activities and resources from last year's course. It's a good idea to scan through the list and deselect all of the activities and resources you no longer need. Some resources may be out of date, or some files may no longer be relevant. Use this as an opportunity for a quick cleanup of your content. This means your students for the upcoming year will have a fresh, lean Loop course to access. Make sure to also deselect the items at the top of the list because these will have already been added during the creation of the new empty course. You might also want to delete your assignments and quizzes and other continuous assessment items and take the opportunity to design new ones, which is good for supporting students' academic integrity. It helps avoid confusion for yourself not having old assignments mixed in with the new ones. Furthermore, as DCU is moving to a new text matching solution in 2025, Turnitin Integrity, it would be better practice to create new assignments from scratch to ensure the text matching settings are correct. Choose Next. You now need to confirm and review the content you wish to import. If you have left something out, you can go back and select it by using the previous button. Choose Perform Import when ready. Depending on how much content you've chosen to import, it may take a few minutes for the import to occur. Do not select anything on the page or navigate away from Loop. After some time has elapsed, you'll receive a success message telling you that the import is complete, so choose Continue to return to your course. Scan through your course page, making sure the activities and resources are in the right sections. You may need to move some of them around or perhaps retitle them. You can make changes like that by toggling Edit mode on. There are a few other configurations you should make after importing your content and activities. The block drawer on the right-hand side contains a number of important static blocks for students to interact with. By default, this block drawer should be visible to you when you visit the course page. To collapse it, choose the X button. To expand it, click the left-facing chevron button. You should configure the contact block by putting in your name, your office hours, and your contact details and picture. It's important for students to have a consistent place to locate lecturer contact details on each of their Loop pages. With editing turned on, choose to configure the contacts block. Type your details directly into the text field. When updating your profile photo, you can either link to your photo on the DCU website if you have one, or you can directly upload a photo. Just make sure the photo file is not too large, otherwise it will not display properly. Before uploading, resize it to make sure it's about 150 pixels wide. Choose the placeholder image, and then choose the Image button on the toolbar. If linking to your DCU website photo, go to your profile page, right-click on the photo, and then copy the image address. Then back in the Loop image window, paste the address in the URL field. Also be sure to update the alt text to describe the image. If you prefer to upload a photo from your computer, choose Browse Repositories, Upload a File, and then choose the image from where it's saved on your computer and upload it. Whichever method you choose, be sure to choose Save Image to save your profile photo to the contact block. When the contact block is updated, choose Save Changes to return to the Loop page. You might also want to edit the template module handbook here with your own module's details. With editing turned on, open the handbook. Use the cog icon in the Table of Contents block to edit a particular chapter in the handbook. For example, you might want to enter your learning outcomes or your reading list. The default text in each of these chapters are instructions for you as the teacher, so be sure to check each chapter and edit appropriately so students don't see this instructional text. After making changes to a chapter, choose Save Changes. Then use the breadcrumb trail to return to the main course page. You might also want to set up any continuous assessment items at the start of the semester, such as Loop assignments or quizzes. You don't necessarily need to have your quiz questions ready to go, but even just setting up the activities and configuring the due date will be a big help for students. These due dates will appear in their Loop calendars and their timelines, so it will help them in planning the semester ahead. Configuring these dates will also populate the Multilag Timeline Report, which allows teachers across the program to see the upcoming deadlines for all modules associated with the program. This is useful for you and colleagues to map assessment load and scheduling for all of your students. You can add assignments and quizzes by choosing Add an Activity or Resource, and then selecting the one you wish. The default Loop module page template has been designed according to Universal Design for Learning principles. You can find more information about this on the TEU website under dcu.ie/TEU under the Learning Design menu. In 2025, our new accessibility block allows users to set their site-wide accessibility preferences in terms of font size, and color scheme. It also links to useful guides where users can learn how to use built-in browser accessibility functions per their operating system and browser. Full information on how to use Loop to support teaching and learning is available on the Loop staff support page, which is accessible from the Loop top menu under Support. On the Loop support page, you can find help with all of Loop's features. You can also see more info here on other great Loop tools like the Planner and the Accessibility Plus Toolkit, which is an excellent resource for identifying ways to easily make your course page and materials more accessible for your students. If you have any questions about Loop features, please feel free to join one of our regular Loop drop-in clinics on Zoom, details of which can be found on the TEU events calendar, or log a ticket at help.dcu.ie.